In today's Smart Money, ABC 7 financial contributor Brian Mirau is here to talk about retirement. Brian, financial analysts say persistent inflation and the possibility of living a long time in retirement are two of the biggest factors to consider for people retiring this year. So how do you talk to people about these challenges?
Well, glad to be here today, Mark. I think the best starting point when dealing with inflation and people living longer is to educate. There's simply more cost when it comes to retiring these days. And a big part of that is due to inflation. Things just cost more. A majority of people will live longer as well, which leads to higher health care and living costs. Right now, Mark, 2/3 of Americans who reach age 65 are expected to live into their 80s. According to Fidelity Investments retiree healthcare cost estimate, the average 65-year-old couple retiring this year can expect to spend an average of $315,000 just on healthcare expenses throughout retirement.
And that is a chunk of change. So how does someone nearing retirement start in the planning process to make sure they're ready to retire?
Well, Mark, a good starting point is looking at income. Whenever you stop working and you put on that retirement hat, you shift from your working paycheck to creating your own paycheck. And that means taking all the investments and the money that you've been saving and turning into that income for the rest of your life. And also, you sure got to look at your Social Security benefits.
And speaking of Social Security, the latest reports indicate the trust fund could fall short this year without action by Congress. And one of the options being considered is raising the full retirement age. So should people be worried about the Social Security system?
Well, Mark, concerns about the system are not new. We mentioned people living longer, and that's where the problem lies. The increasing life expectancy means that a larger portion of the population is entering retirement, and that's putting a strain on the system. While concerns exist, it's important to note that Social Security, it's a vital safety net for many Americans, mainly providing income for retirees. And the government has taken steps in the past to address these challenges, things such as adjusting retirement ages and making changes to the benefit calculations.
So what about people's investments and investment strategy as they near retirement? Should that change as they get closer to quitting work for once and for all?
Well, Mark, your risk tolerance should start to shift as you near retirement. When nearing or entering retirement, you want to be as balanced as possible. This is a good time to assess and adjust to make sure that you're not out of balance prior to turning on your retirement income. Now, if you're all in the market and you don't have balance, you may be jeopardizing how soon you can retire. And one market downturn could postpone your retirement dream.
How do you help someone determine if they have enough and they're ready to retire?
Well, Mark, everyone's situation is different, and we must look at their goals and what their ideal retirement looks like. Then we can run a retirement analysis, which is an advanced planning software that can answer that question for us is, do we have enough? And Mark, one more thing. We're also offering a free complimentary copy of my book titled Smart Money for the Backside of Life for anybody wanting to set a visit. Now, in my book, I talk about all these different aspects of retirement that folks deal with while they're on the backside of life.
And to get the book and your free retirement and tax analysis, instead of visit to receive a copy of Brian's book, text RETIRE to 915-233-2904. And of course, Brian's book again is called Smart Money for the Backside of Life. Text RETIRE to 915-233-2904, or you can visit their website, mirocapital.com/TV. ABC 7 financial contributor Brian Mirau, thanks for your time.
Mark, thanks again for having me today.